So, as you've heard, the House Freedom Caucus has a plan to tackle our nation's debt and the deficit and avoid a catastrophic default. We are here because of the reckless spending from Democrats who held the gavel in the last Congress and the Congress before that. They spent too much money. And now we are here to say that we're not going to default on our debt. We are going to hold to these obligations. But there are some things that we can do this year. There are things that we could do next year even. I'm all for a balanced budget. I have a balanced budget amendment, but that's talking 10, 15 years down the road. What can we do right now to lower inflation, to make it easier for the lives of American citizens, make it easier on their pocketbooks? We want to limit government and we want to grow America. That is what this is all about. We have the economic policies that are right to do that. We have the fiscal strength to actually say, no, we don't need these things right now. Joe Biden, he doesn't have a plan. All he has done is lie about us. He has lied about what we've proposed and demanded that he get his way, which is more debt with no cuts and no reforms. That's more suffrage for the American people. They are hurting. And instead he wants to lie and say that Republicans are going to make the southern border unsecure, that Republicans are going to cause an energy crisis. No, Joe, you already did that on day one. When it comes to the serious issues of meeting America's financial obligations, Joe Biden is acting like a child. Mr. President, the House Freedom Caucus, the only caucus who has released a plan to address this situation created by Democrats, meets tonight at 7 p.m. on Capitol Hill. Instead of avoiding the real work of governing by lying about your plan, I suggest you set down the ice cream and come and join us. Let's talk. Let's talk about how we can move forward. And if you do attend, I hope that you bring some teleprompters. We may be able to provide some. But if that is the case, I would prefer they be turned around so we could just read them ourselves. We'll probably get along a lot quicker if we do it that way. But listen, if there's not a specific plan, part of our plan that you don't like, let's talk about it. But enough is enough. Enough of these games where you send your press secretary to do your political spin games. We know she's lying when she opens her mouth. The American people see it. It's time that we move forward to address these real issues. And I'd remind Mr. Biden that America saw what the House Freedom Caucus is made of in January. Lies don't move us. Media coverage doesn't move us. Attack ads don't move us. Policy moves us, benefiting the American people, doing what we said we were going to do, the promises that we made to be leaders, to be principled, to be strong, to uphold the Constitution, to do what is in the American people's best interest. That is what moves the members of the House Freedom Caucus. And if Joe Biden is unwilling to talk about those policies, then when the shutdown comes, it's on him. When moms and dads get laid off and when unemployment doubles and the stock market collapses, remember, Joe Biden sat on his hands while we urged and demanded action. I want to thank the senators for having us here, and I'm proud to be joined by my House Freedom Caucus colleagues. And now I'd like to turn it over to my good friend from Virginia, Bob Good.